All right, so you wanted the lowdown on that Tijuana versus America match, right? Buckle up, because this one was a roller coaster.
No kidding.
America, the reigning champs, are fighting just to make the playoffs. Can you believe that?
It's crazy, right?
They're trying to get that legendary tricampeonato, 3 championships in a row. But they had to face Tijuana.
On their home turf?
Estadio Caliente. And Tijuana, get this, they haven't lost a single game at home all season.
It's a fortress.
This match was a wild one.
It really was. You could tell from the first whistle. America came out hungry, desperate for points.
They were not messing around. It didn't take long for them to score. Alejandro Zendejas found the back of the net.
Beautiful goal.
And that setup from Henry Martin, their star player, it was a thing of beauty.
Textbook America. Quick, decisive, lethal.
You know, that's their bread and butter, right? Those quick plays.
Exactly. You see, that 4-3-3 formation gives them those wide attacking options.
Yeah.
Perfect for a player like Zendejas. He can really stretch the field, isolate defenders, and then whip in those dangerous crosses.
And a target man like Martin thrives on those.
He eats them up.
For a while there, it felt like Tijuana just couldn't handle America's attack. I thought America might run away with it, honestly.
Me too. But then, right before halftime,
Things got interesting.
penalty kick awarded to Tijuana.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that call was controversial.
Oh, Baytime.
Some people were saying it was a dive. Others were saying there was definite contact.
I rewatched it a few times and I'm still not sure.
Either way, it was a lifeline for Tijuana.
For sure.
And Christian Rivera, cool as a cucumber, stepped up and slotted it home.
Game on. You could feel the energy shift in the stadium after that penalty.
Completely changed the momentum.
It gave Tijuana and their fans new life. It was like flipping a switch. Suddenly, Tijuana looked like a different team.
That's the beauty of football. You know, one moment, one decision can change everything.
And Tijuana came out for the second half like a team possessed. They
Yeah.
were all over America.
They were playing with this intensity and confidence. It was almost intimidating.
Almost.
It was like that penalty woke them up. And then, bam, enter Domingo Blanco. Came on as a sub, slotted into that attacking midfield role.
Part of that diamond formation.
Yeah. And he just started dictating the pace of the game.
He was everywhere.
And then that goal, that golazo.
Oh, man, what a strike.
Yeah.
Honestly, when that went in, I thought, this is it. This is where America's reign ends.
I know. It was a stunning turn of events, a real underdog story brewing. And for America, it was a test of their championship medal.
Because a true champion.
Doesn't just win when everything's going their way.
Exactly.
They find a way to dig deep and battle back when things get tough.
In America, they answered that call, they fought back, and it was Henry Martin again, another crucial assist.
This time to Rodrigo Aguirre.
And just like that, America was back in the match.
It was a real testament to America's resilience. They never give up. But it also showed a tactical shift. They brought on Brian Rodriguez and Diego Valdez.
2 speed demons.
Exactly. It was like they were trying to overload Tijuana's defense, create chaos, and capitalize on any openings.
And it almost worked. This match was crazy. It had everything. Goals, drama, controversy. And just when you thought things couldn't get any wilder, Tijuana's goalkeeper gets injured.
Oh.
Jose Antonio Rodriguez goes down, and in comes the legend, 43-year-old Jesus Corona.
Wow. Former star for Cruz Azul.
Yeah.
What a moment. I have to admit, I had my doubts. Coming in cold like that in such a high-pressure game.
Right.
But Corona didn't just handle the pressure. He thrived on it.
I know. He was incredible.
It was mastery. He was reading the game, anticipating America's attacks, commanding his defense. He was a wall.
He single-handedly kept America from scoring that winning goal. Even though I was rooting for America, I got to give it to Corona. That was a performance for the ages.
It was.
Yeah.
But amidst all this drama, there was another story unfolding. America's growing list of injuries.
Oh, yeah. They've been battling injuries all season, but this match made it really clear. Victor Davila suffered a terrible ankle fracture during the game.
Awful. Such bad luck.
You know, one minute you're fighting for a championship, the next you're facing surgery and a long road to recovery.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It really highlights the physical toll this sport takes on these athletes and how quickly things can change.
It's true. You really have to admire their dedication.
Yeah. They push themselves to the absolute limit. And the mental toughness it takes to overcome injuries like that is incredible.
You have to respect that.
Absolutely. And that's what's so amazing about football. It really does take mental toughness as much as physical strength and skill.
Oh, totally. It's a mental game as much as a physical one, almost like a chess match out there. Every move can have huge consequences.
Exactly. And speaking of chess matches, Tijuana's manager, Juan Carlos Osorio, is known for being really tactically flexible.
Yeah, he really makes you think.
And he definitely showed it in this match.
Break it down for us. What exactly did he do?
Okay, so he started out with a 4-4-2 diamond formation, which is designed to give you control of the midfield. But for a while, it seemed like it was backfiring.
Yeah, I remember thinking that. It was like, okay, they've plugged the middle, but now Zendejas is running wild on the wing.
Right, but then Osorio made this really smart adjustment.
He brought on Domingo Blanco.
Bingo, the
Yeah.
goal scorer.
Yeah.
Blanco slots right into that attacking midfield role on the diamond, and suddenly, everything changes.
Oh, yeah.
Tijuana had an outlet, someone who could link up the play, create chances, and disrupt America's rhythm.
You could see the difference immediately.
Right, they were dictating the tempo,
Yeah.
and then boom, that golazo.
Seriously, what a strike.
I know. Blanco found this little pocket of space between America's defenders and just unleashed this unstoppable shot.
Unbelievable.
It's a perfect example of how a tactical adjustment can completely change the game. So Tijuana was winning the tactical battle.
Yeah.
What about America's manager, Andre Jardine? Did he just sit back and watch?
Good question.
Not a chance. He's not the kind of guy to back down from a challenge. He brought on Brian Rodriguez and Diego Valdez.
Well, yeah.
Two super fast, incredibly skilled wingers.
Yeah. So he was basically trying to match Tijuana's attacking threat.
Exactly. Fight fire with fire.
Love it.
He knew he had to stretch the field.
Create more space for his attackers.
Yep. And try to exploit any weaknesses in Tijuana's defense.
It was a high-risk, high-reward strategy.
It really was. And it almost worked. America had some great chances. They were putting Tijuana under a ton of pressure.
But Corona was in top form that day. He was making save after save.
He was on fire. It was like he was possessed. Nothing was getting past him. A phenomenal display of goalkeeping. And that's the thing about football, right? It's a team sport, but sometimes one player can single-handedly change the entire outcome.
That's so true. And in this case, Corona's heroics were the difference maker. He earned Tijuana that draw.
Absolutely. So Tijuana came into this match as the underdogs, but they really held their own against the reigning champs.
They did more than hold their own. They outplayed America for big chunks of the game. They deserved that point.
100%. This result has to be a huge confidence boost for them. It shows that they can compete with the best teams out there and that they're serious contenders in this tournament.
No doubt. But what about America? What does this draw mean for them?
Well, it's a setback for sure. They need every point they can get if they want to make the playoffs.
Especially with that injury crisis they're dealing with.
Exactly. Losing Davila is a major blow, and they're going to have to figure out how to cope without him.
It's not going to be easy. They have a tough road ahead.
It is. But you can never count America out.
Right.
They have a lot of pride and determination.
And they still have Henry Martin. He might not have scored in this match, but he was still a key part of both of their goals.
He's the heart and soul of that team. And as long as he's out there on the field, America always has a chance.
Okay, so we've talked about the tactics, the drama, the key players, but let's zoom out for a second. What are the bigger implications of this result for the rest of the tournament?
All right, so for Tijuana, this really solidifies their position in the playoff race.
Yeah.
They're in 6th place right now.
Yeah.
And they're looking good.
They're definitely a team to keep an eye on.
Totally agree. Now, for America, this is a wake-up call. They need to get healthy, find their form, and start racking up wins consistently.
The pressure is definitely on.
Big time. But they've been in this position before, and they've always found a way to come out on top.
That's true. But this draw just raises more questions than it answers for them.
Totally. Can they overcome all their injuries? Can they rediscover that championship swagger?
I guess we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the season plays out.
Right. But one thing is certain. This Apertura 2024 tournament is turning out to be a nail-biter.
No doubt about it. And that's what we love about football.
Exactly. The unpredictability, the drama, the passion.
And the human stories behind it all.
Speaking of which, let's dive a little deeper into that human side of the match.
We've talked about the tactics and the standings and all that, but sometimes it's those little moments, those individual stories that stick with you.
Totally.
And for me, it was Jesus Corona.
Corona.
At 43 years old, coming in and basically becoming Tijuana's savior.
You know, it's amazing. Corona wasn't even supposed to play.
He was a last-minute sub, right?
Last minute. I mean, what must have been going through his head when he stepped onto that pitch?
Talk about pressure. America's pushing for the winning goal. The crowd's going wild.
I know, right? But Corona, He just had this air of calm confidence about him. It was like he was saying, I've seen it all, done it all, and this is nothing.
Yeah. And his performance definitely backed that up. He wasn't just making saves, he was in total command, leading the
He
defense.
was a wall. It was inspiring to watch, honestly. And then you think about Victor Davila, that young America player who suffered that terrible ankle fracture.
Awful.
It's a reminder that things can change in an instant. In football, in life, everything can turn upside down just like that.
It's true. One minute you're on top of the world, and the next you're facing a long and difficult recovery. And it's not just the physical pain.
Right. It's the mental challenge, too. Being sidelined, watching your team battle without you, wondering if you'll ever be the same player again.
That's got to be tough.
It takes incredible strength to come back from something like that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think makes these athletes so remarkable. They push their bodies to the limit, they face constant pressure and criticism, and yet they keep going. They have this incredible drive to succeed.
It's amazing. And we saw that with Henry Martin, too. 2 assists, but still couldn't quite lead his team to victory. You could see the disappointment on his face.
Yeah, he's carrying a lot on his shoulders.
He's the captain, the leader.
Everyone looks to him.
Hmm.
And you can tell he takes that responsibility seriously.
He's a true competitor. And I think that's what this match really highlighted for me, the human element of football. The passion, the heartbreak, the moments of brilliance, the stories of triumph and adversity.
That's what makes this sport so compelling, right? It's not just X's and O's. It's about the people on the pitch, their dreams, their struggles, their victories.
It's like a microcosm of life itself, all played out on this field for everyone to see.
And I have a feeling this Tijuana versus America match, with all its twists and turns, is going to be one we remember for a long time.
Absolutely. It was a match that had it all. And it definitely leaves us with more questions than answers.
For sure. Can America overcome their injuries and get back to their dominant form?
Will Tijuana keep this incredible run going?
And what about Jesus Corona? Will he become Tijuana's starting goalkeeper?
Guess we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's certain, the rest of this season is going to be one heck of a ride.
Couldn't agree more. And we'll be here every step of the way, breaking it all down for you. The tactics, the trends, and of course, those incredible human stories.
So until next time, keep your eyes on the ball and your hearts open to the beautiful game.